just started a new chapter in my life. And as so many of you knew, I was in a leave of absence from priesthood. And during this time, I started a process with the diocese where I need to ask the Holy Father to grant me the dispensation from priesthood, including the celebration of the sacraments and the celibacy. It has been a long journey and a painful one. Finally, on Monday, November 20th, 2023, I signed the decree that came from the Holy See that saying that Pope Francis grant me this permission. Having to send this petition to the Holy See was triggered by my actions, my decisions, and unfortunately my mistakes. I had taken fully responsibility of my actions and my decisions. And there has been a lot of pain. There have been also disappointments, but also there has been a lot of joy, because priesthood brought a lot of joy. It was everything for me. Also during this time, so many so-called leaders of the church damaged my reputation and also my good name. I could say that my integrity was taken down by gossip, by rumors, and most of them were spread by some members of the clergy. Some of them were called friends of mine. These gossips and rumors were spread among the clergy, and it harmed me. And why not? It harmed also some members of the faithful. Yet my actions triggered and led to this situation, but also the harm was caused by the way it was handled, the way my case, my situation, my personal life was handled. Yet I was in a public ministry, that there were some personal situation that was disclosed, and that caused a great damage to my reputation beyond fixing. I want to take this opportunity also to thank every single person that was involved in my formation, which I had to be grateful. That equipped me to be a great priest for almost 7 years. So many sacraments, so many people that I was able to change their lives through my preachings, to the celebration of the sacraments. And that was happening, and it was able to happen because of the great education I have received. For that formation, for that education, I will be forever grateful, because that impacted me, and that is helping me to be successful in the role that I am playing now as one of the faithful ones. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the bishop that ordained me, even though I have learned what a spiritual father is not. Listening to countless homilies, reflections, multiple reference to forgiveness, love, compassion, and also multiple reference to the gospel of the prodigal son. However, I could say that those reference, reflections, preachings were beautiful, but the practice were not found. Who these reflections, who these preachings are applying to? Even though, and I regret and I accept that I was living a double life, which I have taken fully responsibility, and I have paid a great deal in my life, I had to say that I found very hypocritical, because those who judge me, and especially some of those who spread rumors about what was happening in my personal life, were and are still doing the same thing that I was doing. In that, I found it a double life as well, very hypocritical and very inconsistent in the way that they preach, in the way that they present themselves, and the way that they live their lives. Bishop, I had to say that during this process, I experienced the absence of a spiritual father, the absence of someone that's supposed to be with me, even though despite of my situation, despite of my sins, despite of my weakness. I thought that a spiritual father, a bishop, supposed to accompany someone, not the good ones, but the one that was in need of a doctor. But you were not there. Actually, this situation let me think and reflect that more than a father, you were more than someone that was in a hurry to get rid of me. Like I was not counting anymore. That I was a cancer or someone that was useless to continue preaching the gospel despite of my weakness, my sins. Remember, I am still a person. I was your priest. I was your spiritual son. But unfortunately, I found myself without a father. Yes, Archbishop, that's how I felt, and this is how I am feeling. I'm getting out. The Holy Father released me for my obligations. But the way that you and your messengers handle the situation and almost play with my name, my reputation, that doesn't have a presentation. Remember, I was your son. I was your priest. I also would like to take this opportunity to thank my brother priest for showing me what is the meaning of what a brother priest is not, or what a friend and a brotherhood that we were preaching and talking and all of the gatherings that we have, what the meaning of that is not. Not all of you, because fortunately I can count in these hands the priests that reach out to me, to accompany me, to offer prayers for me, because they truly care. And what a surprise, some of them were not the ones that present themselves to be friends, the people that I share the table of the Lord, the people that I share the bread, the people that I share drinks, dreams. And unfortunately, some of you, I share the gossip that I'm denouncing, that I'm saying that is very present in the heart of the clergy. Some of you completely disappear. And what a hypocritical situation, because some of you were doing and is still doing the same thing that I was doing. It seems that all these homilies, all these situations were only applied for the good ones, for the holy ones, or for the one that don't get caught. My situation reminds me of the Gospel of John, chapter 7, 53, 8-6, which is the adulterous woman. Everybody were throwing stones to her, and Jesus came and asked them, is anyone free of sin? Throw the first stone. Unfortunately, that in my case, I didn't find Jesus at that very moment. And you continued throwing stones despite of your own sins, situations that are very much the ones that I was living. What I can say with this is all that preaching, reflections, gatherings about brotherhood, gatherings about all this dream for me. I was finding brothers that I never have. It was a big lie, because at the end of the day, you only associate with the so-called good or the ones that don't get caught. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the director of the clergy personnel. I learned from you what a friend is not. Instead, I learned what a bully is, what it means to push someone to the limit, to the point that I was not able to take it anymore. For that, I'm forever grateful, because I learned and you took me to a road to be a better person, to show that you were wrong. I also want to take this opportunity to thank my first pastor. What a great priest. What a great man that loved the church. And I didn't find any inconsistency of his preaching, the way that he loves the church, the way that he loved his ministry. Thank you for coaching me. I'm sorry to disappointing you, but thank you for being a proof that there are good ones in the clergy, that there are good ones that love the ministry, that love the church, that knows the meaning of the church that Jesus found. Thank you, and you know who you are. Finally, I want to thank the people of God. You brought the meaning of my ministry. Every sacrament I celebrated, every person that I visit at the hospital, every confession I celebrated, every Eucharist I celebrated, I did it with passion, because you brought meaning to that. You helped me to invigorate my faith, to love the church, not as an institution, because I despise the institution so much, but to the true church that Jesus found. Unfortunately, it's full of the people with sins like me, with weaknesses, but the church that Jesus found, that is the church that you faithful people help me to love every day. And for that, I'm forever grateful. I'm continuing this journey as a lay person, just like you. I'm trying to persevere in my love for the church and my love for my faith, for the gospel, because I also want to be holy. I also want to go to heaven. I have to say that everything I have said today in this video is coming from a place of pain. It comes from a place of resentfulness, and it comes from a place of abandonment. But also I continue this journey, a journey towards forgiveness, a journey towards healing. And it might take some time, which I will ask you to continue praying for each other. We cannot move forward if we don't have our backs praying for each other. That is what brings us closer to God and through the sacraments. Everything else is just an accessory. Thank you for your forgiveness. Thank you for your compassion, because I found more compassion on the faithful than on those that preach forgiveness. I found more care from the faithful than from those who hide behind the altar, behind a vestment, but inside they are spoiled and they are just not a good people. May God love you. May God bless you.